Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Ram.
Hare Krishna devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Rupa and Kunmaraj. Yeah, I think Parampan Mataji is supposed to be today, is it? Let me see. Yeah, I think Parampan Mataji. Okay, if she's not there, I can read 324, 32 to 47. Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Cheva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Budhirayet Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhavati Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. Okay, so I'll share my screen. So 32 to 47. Okay. We're reading from third canto, Srimad Bhagavatam, 24th chapter, 32 verse to 47. 32. My dear Lord, your lotus feet are the reservoir that always deserves to receive worshipful homage from all great sages eager to understand the absolute truth. You are full in opulence, renunciation, transcendental fame, knowledge, strength, and beauty, and therefore I surrender myself unto your lotus feet. Text 33. I surrender unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, descending in the form of Kapila, who is independently powerful and transcendental, who is Supreme Person and the Lord of the sum total of matter and the element of time, who is the fully cognizant maintainer of all universes under the three modes of material nature, and who absorbs the material manifestations after their dissolution. Text 34. Today, I have something to ask from you, who are the Lord of all living entities. Since I have now been liberated by you from my debts to my Father, and since all my desires are fulfilled, I wish to accept the order of an itinerant mendicant. Renouncing this family life, I wish to wander about, free from lamentation, thinking always of you in my heart. Text 35. The personality of Godhead, Kapila said, whatever I speak, whether directly or in the scriptures, is authoritative in all respects for the people of the world. O Muni, because I told you before that I would become your son, I have descended to fulfill this truth. Text 36. My appearance in this world is especially to explain the philosophy of Sankhya, which is highly esteemed for self-realization by those desiring freedom from the entanglement of unnecessary material desires. Text 37. This path of self-realization, which is difficult to understand, has now been lost in the course of time. Please know that I have assumed this body of Kapila to introduce and explain this philosophy to human society again. Text 38. Now being sanctioned by me, go as you desire, surrendering all your activities to me, conquering insurmountable death. Worship me for eternal life. Text 39. In your own heart, through your intellect, you will always see me, the supreme self-effulgent soul, dwelling within the hearts of all living entities. Thus, you will achieve the state of eternal life, free from all lamentation and fear. Text 40. I shall also describe this sublime knowledge, which is the door to spiritual life, to my mother, so that she also can attain perfection and self-realization, ending all reactions to fruitive activities. Thus, she also will be freed from all material fear. Text 41. Sri Maitreya said, thus, when Kardamuni, the progenitor of human society, was spoken to in fullness by his son Kapila, he circumambulated him, and with a good, pacified mind, he at once left for the forest. Text 42. The sage Kardama accepted silence as a vow in order to think of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and take shelter of him exclusively. Without association, he traveled over the surface of the globe as a sannyasi, devoid of any relationship with fire or shelter. He fixed his mind, text 43. He fixed his mind, let me see, it is 47, right? Okay. He fixed his mind upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Parabrahman, who is beyond cause and effect, who manifests the three modes of internal nature, who is beyond those three modes, and who is pursued only through unfailing devotional service. Text 44. Thus, he gradually became unaffected by the false ego of material identity and became free from material affection. Undisturbed, equal to everyone, and without duality, he could indeed see himself also. His mind was turned inward and was perfectly calm, like an ocean unagitated by waves. Text 45. He thus became liberated from conditioned life and became self-situated in transcendental devotion service to the personality of Godhead, Vasudeva, the omniscient supersoul within everyone. Text 46. He began to see that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is seated in everyone's heart and that everyone is existing on him because he is the supersoul of everyone. Text 47. Freed from all hatred and desire, Kardamuni, being equal to everyone because of discharging uncontaminated devotion service, ultimately attained the path back to Godhead. Thank you, everyone. Hare Krishna. When you're ready, Rasachandra Mati, you can start, Mati.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you so much for reading. And thank you for giving me this opportunity also. I'll first do the prayers. And Prabhuji, can I get the permission to share the screen also, please?
Yeah, you should have permission, Mati. Is it not working?
No, Prabhuji, I haven't tried, so I will.
Yeah, please try. Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhuji. ॐ अज्ञानं तिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna. I'll quickly share the screen and then we can get started. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, can you see the screen?
Yes, Mati, it's clear.
Okay. So we'll start with text 32. So just to give a little bit of overview, Kardam Muni is in association right now with Kapil Dev, and he is glorifying Kapil Dev right now. So from text 26, he starts glorifying until text 34, he will do. So we are in midst of that. So in text 32, here, Kardam Muni is talking about the 6 opulences of Krishna. So we all know all the 6 opulences of Krishna, namely the most wealthiest, the most renunciate, the most famous, the most knowledgeable, the most powerful, and the most beautiful person. Krishna, Prabhupada is explaining in the purport very nicely that Krishna has the power to claim everything. He can say, this belongs to me, this belongs to me. Isha Vashavidam Sarvam that we have read in Ishopanishad also. No person in this, just person on this planet, we can say right now, we have people like Elon Musk and other people that I don't know much of. They also don't have the capacity that this belongs to me, but Krishna has that. Used in the shloka, which is called Purtam. Purtam is complete. And Prabhupada is explaining how Krishna is completely full in himself. We just by giving an example of how everything belongs to him. Nobody in this world is the most beautiful. Only Krishna can claim that position. Similarly, with all his six opulences, he is the only person who can claim these positions. In text 43, this is one of the most beautiful shloka. The purport is written very nicely. In this, Prabhupada is Kapil Muni is being worshipped by Kardam Muni, saying about all his beautiful qualities, namely that Krishna is the most independent person. So when we say independent, there is nobody else in this world who is independent. All of us are dependent. We are very happy in proclaiming ourselves that I am an independent person, I'm an independent woman, I'm a self-made personality. But to be true to the fact, in Bhagavad Gita, in 15th chapter, Krishna says that even the fire of digestion in your gut is because of me. So I am helping you even digest your. So the most basic thing that we can think about is digestion of food. That also we can't do on our own. But still, we claim that I am independent. So all of us are completely dependent on every step of our life. Krishna is the only person who is Swachhanda Shakti. He is independent completely. Then here, Prabhupada is explaining about how Krishna is Sarva Karana Karanam. He is the reason behind everything. He is the reason behind day, night, time, Mahat you and me being here, the three gunas, everything. The reason is Krishna. We have seen that in Brahma Samhita also, the first shloka, where Brahmaji is doing a stuti, and where he says Krishna is Sarva Karana Karanam. Then he is explaining, Prabhupada is explaining how Krishna knows the past, present, future, everything. He knows everything. We claim to know everything, but we know nothing. So Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, we see 7.26, Krishna says, Vedaham samatatani, vartamanani charjuna, bhavishyani cha bhutani, mamatu vedana kashana. What does that mean? He is saying that I know your past.
Hare Krishna.
Explained is how Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Mate, we lost you for a few seconds, Mate. After you shared the Bhagavad Gita sloka, after that we lost for a few seconds, Mate, your audio.
Yes. So Krishna says in 7.26 that he knows everything, past, present, future, everything that is happening. He knows it very well. We don't know. We claim that we know things, but we really don't know. We don't know about our past life, right? But Krishna knows. Then in the next point, Prabhupada is stating how Krishna is the maintainer of all the three gunas. He is the one who created the three modes of material nature, Satogun, Rajogun, Tamogun, under which we are living right now. But he is not under that. He is Gunadhish. We are Gunadhin. We are under the jurisdiction of the three modes of material nature. But Krishna doesn't have to be under those modes of material nature. Then Krishna is the most superior internal energy. We are material energy, right? So, but when Krishna comes for us in this material world, in a human form, Krishna says that Mudha people, like foolish people, they think I am just like a simple human being, but I am not like that. So Prabhupada is also giving the example of Shloka Avajananti Mam Mudha, right? So this is text 33. In text 34, here there is a request that Kardamba Muni is putting forward in front of Kapiladev. So here he is saying that please bless me that I can be a mere mendicant and I want to take sannyas from this material world. So in this shloka, in the purport, Prabhupada has explained two types of sannyasis. There are two types of sannyasis. The first one is known as Goshti Anandi. What is Goshti Anandi? A person who can preach, who can go door to door, preach, make disciples, create big organizations, and have a Vedic injunctions laid down, which they follow very strictly. When I was reading this, I could think of uh, Srila Prabhupada only. Like, this is what came to my mind. How Srila Prabhupada came all the way to US, and he went through so many difficulties. He preached, he did so much hard work, he made so many followers, and because of him today, you, me, everybody is sitting here and having this Krishna Katha. So Goshti Anandi, a person who's taken sannyas but is wanting to preach the society about the Vedic scriptures. And there is the second kind of sannyasi who's called as Atmanandi. Atmanandi is a person who wants to stay alone with Krishna. He doesn't want to have any kind of interaction with any other Jivatma. He just wants to constantly focus on Krishna. And this is what Kardama Muni is desiring to be over here right now. He is asking for this benediction that he can go ahead, get sannyas, and stay away from the grihastha responsibilities from now on. So in this shloka 35, here now Bhagavan Uvacha. So Kapil Dev is going to talk. So here he tells why not. Go ahead and uh, go ahead and live as per sannyas ashram. So in this, very nice question is being raised by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada asks a question in this, which will come to all of our minds also, that if God is coming to your house as son, what is the point of leaving the house right now? You might as well stay in the house in association with God, because you want to think about God, right? So this question is also answered very nicely in the next slok by Kapil Dev only. But Prabhupada is explaining here very nicely that after the age of 50, every person should take sannyas. This is laid out in our Vedic injunctions. This is how it should be. And what Kardama Muni is doing is he's just following the rules as per Shastra. It is time for him to get away from grihastha life. It is time for him to go away from this, not have more responsibilities of household life, uh, of feeding kids and educating them, taking care of wife, bringing furniture. None of these things should be bothering to you after the age of 50. It should be just a person, the Jivatma, in association with Krishna. And this is how it is laid down in our Vedic scriptures. And this is a very good lesson that we can learn here from Kardama Muni. But now that we know we are in Kali Yuga, it is not recommended for us to go ahead and take sannyas. We are all city life people. We will not be able to survive in jungle anywhere for more than a day or two, right? So then how will bhakti happen? So this is why our beloved Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, and he gave us the most important instruction: Harer Nama, Harer Nama, Harer Nama Kevalam, Kalau Nashti Eva Nashti Eva Nashti Eva Gatir Anyatha. Or Ashay, or the meaning is, in this Kali Yuga, you have to take surrenderance of only holy name. This is the only thing you should do in a very nice form. So for us, this is the recommendation, because we are the people in Kali Yuga. In this purport, Prabhupada is stating that we are even below the level of Shudra. So we should do what is recommended for us. But here Kardama Muni is going for sannyas, and Krishna, as in Kapil Dev, is saying, yeah, go ahead. In Shloka 36, here Kapil Dev is talking, saying that I will be teaching here Sankhya philosophy, because people have started becoming too much happy. They are trying to become too much happy in this material world. But this place is not a place to be happy. Here there is a word in the shloka which is called as Durashraya. So this word, if you see the meaning, Prabhupada explains, it is dur, as in dukha, misery, problems, and ashayat means it's the shelter. Just like how we have read the word in Bhagavad Gita, dukhalayam asashvatam, right? So that this place is completely a place of uh, eternal misery. You will never get happiness over here. You might have had one or two drop of happiness behind which we are running. So Kapil Dev is telling here that people are being unnecessary entangled in this material world which they don't have to. This is the reason why. I will now explain Sankhya philosophy. So I have a couple of references for the shloka from Bhagavad Gita which I will be sharing. Here, Prabhupada is explaining that how necessary it is to be in sattvic gun, sato gun, so that we can follow bhakti very easily. And how is that proved? We can see in Bhagavad Gita, chapter number 14. We'll just read the quickly translation. Text number 12. Here, uh, Krishna is telling to Arjuna that when there is increase in mode of passion, that is rajogun, symptoms of great attachment, fruitative activity, intense endeavor, and uncontrollable desires are hankering. So most of us are in the mode of passion. So what happens because of mode of passion is that we have a lot of hankering. We are not happy because there is a lot of passion behind everything. Then there is shloka number 16 and 17 that also justifies that how it is better to be in sattvic gun. Here it is being said, actions in mode of passion result in misery, and actions performed in mode of ignorance is result in foolishness. And again in the shloka number 17, we can see the mode of passion greed develops, and from mode of ignorance foolishness and madness and illusion. So technically we are having all wrong things only happening when we are in mode of passion and mode of ignorance. And in the same chapter, in text number 6, in 14th chapter, text number 6, it is stated very nicely that the mode of goodness being purer than the others. So here Krishna himself is saying that out of all the three modes, Satogun, Rajogun, Tamasic Gun, the best one is Sattvic Gun. So we have to be in that so that we can have the intelligence to understand bhakti and practice bhakti. We'll go back to where we were. So this was text number 36. In text number 37, here Kapil Dev is telling, I am here to give Sankhya philosophy, and it is not a new thing. It is not a new fashion that I am creating. This Sankhya philosophy was always there. It has always been there, and just because of the time, it somehow is getting lost. People are forgetting about it. We went through a same situation and understanding when we were reading Bhagavad Gita also. In chapter number 4, 4.1, Krishna says that I have given the same knowledge to Ikshvaku also. And that's when Arjuna raised a question. How come you gave the same knowledge to Ikshvaku when you are of same age of mine? I don't understand this. And that's when Krishna clarifies that he's always been there. This knowledge has always been there. Is just because we keep forgetting. Krishna has to come again and again some or the other way to start to situate our religious principles nicely. So we know the shloka, um, पवित्रनाय साधूनां विनाशाचाय दुष्कृतां धर्म संस्थापनार्थाय संभवानि युगे युगे. So every yug Krishna has to come so that he can take away the irreligion and put back the religious injunctions that we should be following. So now going ahead to text number 38. Text number 38. Now here Kapiladev is talking about the purpose of Sankhya Yoga. He's telling the main reason is getting free from death cycle. Here, there is a word that is being used over here is Turdurjayam. It means it is a very difficult task. Just by saying that we will get free from the cycle of birth and death is easier said than done, right? But here, Kapil Dev is telling that if you are going to surrender to me, Mam Bhaja, the last words of this shloka, it is very easy to conquer. It means easy to get out of this material world. We also have one more shlok from Bhagavad Gita that we see where Krishna says, Sarva Dharma Parityajam Mamekam Sharanam Vraja Aham Tvam Sarva Papebhyo Moksha Ishyami Masucha, where he says, take shelter only of me. So once we are going to surrender to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, there is going to be no issues in going back to Godhead. It will be easily, we'll be able to break the cycle of birth and death. Then in text 39, we see here Prabhupada is explaining that people are trying very hard to understand Brahman, Paramatma, Brahma Jyoti, Bhagavan aspect, and all this he's trying to do is by mental speculation. A human being has stopped referring to Shastras. So he's doing it by mental speculation. So it is not going to fructify. The only way to understand Krishna is through pure devotional service. Uh, there is a reason why Krishna is called as Bhaktavatsala. I'm sorry. Bhaktavatsala, he's never called as Yogi Vatsala or Gyani Vatsala or any other Vatsala. He's always Bhaktavatsala. If you want to understand Krishna, Bhakti is the only way. And here, a very nice example is given by Prabhupada about the sun. He says that if I explain you about sun, you will understand. If you see the sun, you will know everything about the sun. The sun, the rays, how hot it is, how it sets, everything. Now, once you see the sun. Similarly, once you see Krishna in your heart, you will understand everything about him. So for me personally, I was thinking about Dhruv Maharaj. Dhruv Maharaj wanted money, property from Krishna. But the moment he saw Krishna, a 5-year-old boy who's not done bhakti before started chanting stutis in Sanskrit, and he was telling that I don't want all of this thing, I just want you, Krishna. So, how do you understand Krishna? Only when you see Krishna. How you see Krishna? With pure loving devotional service. So, text 40. In this shloka, Kapil Muni is promising, Kapil Dev is promising Kardamba Muni that I will take care of your wife, my mother. And how is he going to take care? So there is very nice purport given by Srila Prabhupada. He says that a woman is supposed to be under 3 jurisdictions, like she depends in 3 categories. So when she is young and not married, she is under the protection of her father, and then when she is married, she is under the protection of her husband, and when her husband is not there, she is under the protection of her son. So here Kapil Muni, Kapil Dev is promising Kardama Muni that I will give that shelter and protection to my mother. So here, Kardamba Muni was also a little worried about his wife, such a chaste, very nice wife he had, but now he is completely away from the tension that he was having. And here, Kapil Dev is promising that he will teach her about the aspects of self-realization and how to get free from this material misery. And we'll go into the next shloka, shloka number 41. Here, Maitreya Uvacha. So here, Maitreya Muni is saying that when Kardam Muni, the progenitor of human society, was spoken to in fullness by his son Kapila, he circumambulated. So here, with all love and devotion in his heart, Kardam Muni is circumambulating around Krishna, and he leaves at once for the forest over here. So here, Srila Prabhupada is explaining that it is very, very important to take sannyas, because when we take sannyas, only then we can give 100% of ourselves to Krishna. which is very necessary to pave down our way back to God, back to Godhead. So here also we have the same sort of same explanation, um, that by the age of 50 we have to leave the house. But again, that being said, in the Kali Yuga, it is going to be difficult for us to do that. So we take the shelter of Harinam. Here, Prahlad Maharaj also used to say this, that we have to avoid this well. What well are we talking about? This world, this material world, is a well of darkness, nescience, ignorance. If you fall into this well completely alone, you can scream as much as you want to. You're never going to get out. Death is inevitable, right? So similarly, if we are going to fall into this material world, get more and more deep into the clutches of it, getting out of it is going to become difficult. Then we'll go on to text number 42. So here, Kardam Muni is taking a vow of silence, mauna, not talking much. So here, he's also going to be free from relationship with fire and shelter. So fire is important aspect for a grihastha, because fire is where he can give his offering through. Fire is where he can cook his food for, right? So a sannyasi has to detach himself from the fire. And shelter. A sannyasi is recommended to not stay in one place for more than 3 days, because then your attachment starts building up. In this purport, Srila Prabhupada is giving example of Ambrish Maharaj. He's saying that Ambrish Maharaj would not talk much. And whenever he would talk only about Krishna and Krishna Katha, right? And even there is an example of Chanakya Pandit, where Prabhupada quotes saying that Chanakya Pandit used to say, rascals appear very intelligent as long as they don't speak. So, less speaking is also one of good guna that we can imbibe, because then we are away from all nonsensical talk, which even Kardam Muni didn't want, and hence he was taking the vrat of being Mona. I personally was thinking about Jad Bharat also, that even Jad Bharat wasn't a person who could not talk. He could talk, but he decided to be quiet, Mona, and hence his name Jad Bharat happened. And the whole point of that was so that he could focus completely on Krishna. Then text 43. Yeah, text 43. Here now Karda Muni is completely situated his mind, he's focusing on the Parabrahma, Krishna. And here in the purport, Prabhupada is talking about three very important things in bhakti. That is the devotee, Bhagavan, and the devotional service. So these are the only three important things required to have a relationship of bhakti. So you don't want extra paraphernalia, just the pure bhakti, the devotee, and the Lord Himself. So here, if the devotee understands Krishna, then he can get over the three modes of material nature also, because that is the only thing that is infecting us so much. We are infected by Maya all the time. We have so many limitations. So once a person is in Krishna consciousness, he can be in complete contact with Bhagavan. Text 44. So now, because he was constantly focusing only on Krishna, now he's becoming unaffected by false ego. One of the biggest enemy in our life is our own false ego, because of which we are not able to move ahead in bhakti. I'll talk about myself. But here, Kardamba Muni is able to overtake that because he was completely focusing on Krishna. Here, Prabhupada is giving example of ocean. So we see ocean, sometimes it is raining too much. We never hear, oh my God, the ocean is overflowing in our house. It stays calm. Sometimes it is very, very hot, very sunny. So it's not that, oh my God, the ocean got evaporated, everything is gone. No, it always stays there. It is calm and steady. And that is how a person can become once he or she is following Krishna consciousness with complete sincerity. So after that, you have no material attachments left and you are able to see people equally. In text 45, so now it's stated he thus became liberated from conditioned life and became self-situated in devotional service. So now here Prabhupada is explaining that when a person is in devotional service, he knows his actual constitutional position. Our actual constitutional position is Jivera Swarupo Hoy Krishnera Nityadas. When you know your position, you behave according to your position, because now there is no false ego left. So now there is nothing stopping you from accepting that position that you are a das. We all are das. There is only one master, and that is Krishna. So Prabhupada is explaining, once a person is practicing Krishna consciousness, for him to understand his constitutional position is not very tough. There are many people who think that I am also as good as God. What is the difference between me and God? I am also going to die, go into the Brahma Jyoti, become God one day. So, this kind of ignorance gets out of your head once you are practicing constant Krishna Bhakti. Here, Prabhupada has also explained about two kind of devotees. One is about two kind of devotions. One is Para Bhakti and one is Vidha Bhakti. Para Bhakti is pure Bhakti. And Vidha Bhakti is a little bit contaminated in the sense person is doing the devotional service, but that person wants something material back in return. So we'll go on to the next shloka, shloka number 46. Now he as in Kardam Muni began to see the Supreme Personality seated in everyone's heart. So here, this is one of the most difficult tasks, as easy it is to say that we have to look everybody equally. It is very difficult. But here, Kardam Muni is able to achieve it very easily because of bhakti. So here, Prabhupada has explained there are three type of devotees. One is Kanishta Adhikari, Madhyam Adhikari, Uttam Adhikari. So we know the Kanishta Adhikari is going to follow the rules and regulations that are laid down to him by his superior. And the Madhyam Adhikari person will have knowledge, will understand who is devotee, non-devotee, will be much senior to Kanishta Adhikari. But an advanced Uttam Adhikari, Prabhupada says, is the one who can see Paramatma in everyone's heart. This is one of the most difficult tasks, but a Bhakt can achieve that. And then in text 47, here, freed from all hatred and desire, Kardam Muni being equal to everyone because of discharging uncontaminated devotional service, ultimately attained the path back to Godhead. So in Bhagavad Gita also it states that the only way to Krishna is loving devotional service. Only this can help us understand God, where is God, how he looks, everything. All the details about God will be understood through uncontaminated devotional service. And that's how Kardam Muni went back to Godhead. So we pray for each other that all of us also get this bhakti and we can all see each other back to Godhead. So here this chapter ends and Kardamuni goes back to Godhead. Hare Krishna. Please Prabhuji, make any corrections if I've made any mistake. Thank you.
No, thank you so much, Matai. Yeah, just one point I wanted to share, which was, let me on, was that in Kali Yuga, sannyasa is not recommended for all of us, and going to the forest is not recommended. But all of us need to go through after Grihastha life, Vanaprastha and Vanaprastha at least, like that. That is recommended, but not sannyas. Yeah, that's the thing I want to mention, Matai. Thank you, Matai, for a wonderful class. Yeah. श्रीमद् गौतम की जय, श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। Thank you, everyone. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.